Hey man. Okay, let's see if make sure this is recording. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so let's go here. This is how I use the MLS. People use it in different ways. Um, so this is a website you want to go to, caramels.com, and then once you get here, you go to Paragon. Click on that. Again, this is not something that uh, please don't share this with anybody. Okay, so it's 1983 2, and then the capital Make Money 10 with an exclamation point, and that should log us in. Okay, so you come up on a page like this, and you can even pull this up on your phone, and it'll pull up a mobile version of it. So you can do a quick search right here, um, but what I like to do is go to an actual search. Here you can do residential, multifamily, vacant land, commercial, rental, um, stuff that's in different classes. And this stuff I'm not real sure about. I've got a lot to learn on MLS. I don't use it just a whole lot, but there are plenty of deals on here, so I wanted to show it to you. Okay, so let's go to residential, and here we'll click off that. Um, Here we're going to go to active, and we'll just keep it at that. I'm sorry. Go to active and save. Okay, that in Central Arkansas, that's what it's the Central Arkansas MLS. That's what Carmel's is. Right now there's 5,800 houses for sale here in Central Arkansas. So let's narrow down our search. Right here in area, they've got all these different. They got Little Rock, West Little Rock, North Little Rock, all the different areas, right? We're not going to worry about that for right now. Um, Type. Let's see. On the type, you could use like agricultural, farm, different. And we're not going to worry about all that either, but that's different things that you can narrow your search down for. Then you can put in a price range that you want, or bed and bath, different things like that. So we're going to put a minimum of one bed. That way we have at least we know it's going to be a house. Not we're gonna filter out anything that's land. Um, and then we're gonna go down here to where is it? Map. Um, all right, and so this pulls up the old office, but it's Keller Williams. Um, and then you kind of have to go and just find your area that you want. We're gonna use kind of a familiar area. Let's just go with uh, we'll go with where I live in Maumelle right now. So we'll just stick with Maumelle and just kind of see where we're at. Um, okay, so get one smaller. There we go. So let's go to draw. All right, and click on polygon, and then there you can start drawing an area. And Okay, so we're back. Let me minimize this. Sorry, my um, battery died. Okay, so we're gonna go there and close off. That covers all of Maumelle, right? And um, we can. So that shows there's 92 homes in that area. So let's go ahead and click on search, and that pulls up all the different homes in that area. Okay, and they range from 79,000 all the way to, it gets kind of ridiculous, almost right at 1 million. All right. Um, so some of the cool things that we like up here are days on market. The high has been somebody's been on there almost a year. The low is 9 days. Medium is 60 days, and the average right now days on market for the area is 81. So you could probably filter that out and take out some of the higher ones. Like somebody that's been on there 362 just kind of throws that average off quite a bit. It looks like we'd probably be somewhere around the 30 to 60 days is my bet. Also, the average price in this area is 294 to 257, somewhere in that area. Um, so we're going to eliminate everything. We're going to eliminate a lot because I can't afford most of these homes. But we're going to stick with anything under 200,000. All right. Let's, yeah, we'll go through and check all of these. Okay. And that kind of, sorry, it takes a little time. I mean, I don't have my mouse, so it takes even a little longer. Okay. So there, we're going to go up and click checked. And it gets rid of everything else. All right. We'll go uncheck everything. So we really are probably going to stick with these down here, but the um, average price now is around 160. So right now I'm looking for a deal that after it's fixed up is going to be worth around 200,000. I'm looking for minimal rehab, maybe 20,000 and below, and we'll talk more about how to um, gauge how much the rehab will cost. And I'll walk you through the numbers on how to look at this. Um, so, and then price per square foot. Let's see if that's on here. Okay, right here. So you got all these different prices per square foot right here. And it looks like all the ones that are over 100 are going to be way out of my price range, because they're just over market value, right? So, but we can tell there's plenty of them that are right around $100 a square foot. So we want to focus on the ones that are at, that means ideally I should be able to sell a home for after it's fixed up somewhere around $100 a square foot. So that's our end goal, is to be around $100 a square foot. We want to be at 80%. We don't want to pay any more than 80% of that. So anything above $80 a square foot, we're going to get rid of. Don't worry, man. I'll go back through this with you a few more times, just to kind of show you how I'm doing this. Um, 86, I'll keep that in there. because I may be able to negotiate it down. But we'll get rid of all the rest of these. So that narrows down the search quite a bit, right? Oh, I need to check the ones that I want. So we're going to check that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, so that's the ones we want to keep. So you can click on checked, and that reduces it down. Okay, so notice we haven't even looked at a property yet. We are mainly just going off of the numbers. That way it kind of keeps the emotion out of it. 200, these two we're also going to get rid of. Well, no, we'll keep them just in case. We'll run the numbers on them. Okay, so let's look at this first one. 17 Edge Hill Cove. That one looks like it may be like a condo or so we don't want that. $64 a square foot. Not bad looking. It's 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's 1,100 square foot. A little storage unit. It's not very pretty, but that's probably because that the owner probably can't have anything to do with that. That's probably whoever owns the building on the outside. You can't. They probably have restrictions on what can be changed. So this probably isn't one that we want. I mean, at $74 the rent value, if we go look at Zillow, or actually, let's go to Rentometer. We'll do it like that. 17 Edge Hill Cove. Rentometer.com. Okay. What did I say that was? You're at 17 Edge Hill Cove. Okay, and we're just going to put in a number here. We'll say 800. And it is 2 baths, or 2 beds. We'll just see what that says. So it says the average is going to be 833. Okay. So we could probably get 800 on this because it's not just a real nice rental. So 800 a month on 74,000. It's not too bad. After you take out taxes and insurance, and you pay your note's probably going to run around 500, and then taxes and insurance are going to be another 200. It just kind of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So we're going to leave this one alone. And as you go along, you'll be able to tell pretty quick what you like and don't like. Okay, this one looks like it's probably an office building of some sort. So we probably should have put residential in there, or that's something that we don't really want. So I don't know what all that is. So that's a nope as well. And another one. And it's, see right there, it says condo. We don't want to mess with those. Okay, so here's our first real house. And it's right at $80 a square foot. Alright. 1,800 square foot. Classic 80s. It's got a huge tree right in the front with a deck. A lot of wood on the exterior. It could be made to be pretty. But there's no way this would ever get to $100 a square foot. You could make it the prettiest thing ever, and it's just not going to get there. And it looks like it's already pretty rent ready, so that's cool. My guess is that this one. Let's go ahead and run the numbers on it. So the bathroom looks nice. Everything looks really sharp. It's already been rehabbed, right? So okay. It's at $80 a square foot. I think it could probably get to $85 a square foot, and that puts it 85 times 1852 puts it at 157,000. All right. So let's go here, and I'll send these to you as well. Okay, this is the area I'm looking for. So we run through several different scenarios on this, and I think this home is going to be worth 157,000. Okay, so this first thing is for flipping. If we were going to fix it up and flip it, this thing's already done that. But to sell fast, we're going to knock off 5%. So what is that? That's 78.50, and then another 5%. So that would be, we'll just say another, say 7,000 now. Okay, and then rehab, it doesn't need any, but we'll just say 2,000 just to add a little extra in there. And then since I think we could probably sell it fairly quick, we're gonna keep a desired profit of 10,000 in there. So you're gonna you take whatever you think it's worth, or the ARV is after repair value, um, and you subtract 78.50 minus the 7,000 minus the 2,000 minus your profit, 10,000. So that means the most that we could offer this person is 130,000. That's our maximum offer. And so we wouldn't start there. We would drop another 10,000. So, and it seems like it'd be kind of a waste of time to drop that another 10,000 to go in at 120. And that's, to be honest, that's probably, let's go back and look at it. That's probably what this guy's already done. Sorry. That's probably what this person's already done, is going and he bought it probably under 130, went in and fixed it up, and he's trying to sell it for his profit. This thing's only been on the market 20 days. It's probably got some, I bet he'll get some traction and sell it pretty fast. Let's go ahead and run through the numbers, the rest of the numbers on it. So a quick, easy way is to find that we want to find the value. We'll use Zillow. HomeSnap is another app that you'll find, and then we'll do our comps, and that's from the MLS. I'll show you how to do that, and then we'll also do something called RPR. It's another app. Since I'm trading companies, real estate companies, I actually don't have access to this at the moment. And here I'll do MLS. RPR is actually, once you get access to it, it's probably the best. It's got the most accurate. Zillow is not extremely accurate, but let's go for the top two. We're going to say 157 because that's what I think off of the MLS. No, 157,000. Okay, Zillow. Go back. What is that? 29 Leisure Wood Lane. Okay, and I'm doing this on my phone, that way I don't waste a lot of your. Okay, there it is. Okay, so the estimate there is 148,000. That kills it. Okay, 148, and then HomeSnap is probably going to be the same, around the same. So let me pull that. So you'll want to download these different apps on your phone. There we go. And what does it say? So it puts it at 149. So there, and then we'll just say RPR's at 155, just for this conversation. Okay, so we're gonna add all these up and get your average, and then this will tell us what we think the bank will give us a loan, the bank loan amount. Okay, so let's get the average. So that's, man, I don't know Excel. You can probably teach me. I'm just gonna do it as 148 plus 150 plus 157 plus 155, and you divide that by 4, and that is going to put our average at 152.5. Okay, and that's actually probably what this number should be. So you take that, and that's going to be fairly close. Over the years of experience, I've only had one appraisal that hadn't been close to this, but take the 152,500, and the most the bank is going to loan to you is going to be 80% of that, and that is 122,000. Okay, so that we only have 2,000 in rehab, and we want to be in this deal where we're getting money out of it, back out of it on the backside. All right, so we are gonna, let's just look at it like this. Let's say we get our first offer. We get it at 120,000. Okay, and rehab is a negative 2,000, and we don't need a whole lot of rehab. And we know that the maximum loan is going to be 122,000. So that means we're going to come out at 0. Okay, so we initially purchased it at 120. Rehab is 2,000, and so that just kind of works out. I'll show you this on a real deal that we've done in the past. So we weren't able to pull any money out, but bank terms on this, we're gonna do 122. 122,000 and the bank right now is actually at 5.7. Okay, we'll say 20 years, and that means our monthly payment on this is going to be $853.06. Okay, I know this video is long, man, but this is kind of boring, but this is what makes you money, doing this often. And you'll be able to, like, I already know this is a bad deal, so I'd stop wasting my time, but I'm just showing you this so you can tell, you'll know what's up. Okay, we're doing 5.7 for 20 years. 20 at 5.7% interest, and that payment was $853.06. Okay, so now we go over here, and we think we can sell it. I think always owner finance, I usually can sell it for the top value. Okay, and I think I could get 8,000 down, and we won't worry about closing costs at this point, and we're going to do this for, we want them to pay on it. We'll keep it at 20 as well, and we're going to charge them 9% interest rate. So let's go back. So that's 157 minus 8,000 takes us to 149. Okay, 149. And we're charging 9% interest rate for 2 years. That puts our new payment, their payment to us, at $340.59. Okay, I'm sorry, $1,340.59. 4.59. Okay, and then taxes on this house are, and you can find these on Zillow. As you kind of scroll down looking at the property, there's a tab for tax history. And it looks like this one was, last year was $1,692. And insurance, we'll say, is $1,000. Let me turn that down. Okay, so we take $1,692 and divide that by 12. It puts it at 141. They got, oops, there we go, 141. And then 1,000 divided by 12, because that's what you're gonna collect each month, puts it at $83.33. Okay, and then we have a service fee. We have a person that does our collections for us, and they keep track of the taxes and insurance in an account, and they make sure that those get paid every year. That way, it kind of takes a burden off of us, and then we charge the tenant, the buyer, it's owner finance. We charge that to them because that way they know that we are paying it as well. And that's very typical of what banks do. So we'll add all these up, and that comes to, I guess it's at $1,599.92. Okay, and then our bank pay is this one right here. So we're going to do negative $853. Okay, and we'll do these two. Sum that. So those two. That is not. Oh, that's not right. Okay, my bad. Okay. it's actually going to be the total minus the taxes, insurance, and service fee. So it's what it actually comes out to being is the $1,340.59 minus the $853, and that puts us at a cash flow of $487.59 a month. And that's pretty nice there. So the whole thing would depend on whether we could purchase this for $120,000. So it really probably would not work. But if we could find this deal for $120,000, I would probably do it for that significant of a cash flow. And that means we could go into it with no money and actually profit $8,000 in the beginning from the down payment. And then the taxes, insurance, and service fee are just kind of a wash because the buyer ends up paying for that. So again, let's go to Rent-O-Meter for this house just to double check. So we want our idea is to make the payments on this. We want the payments on this to be what rent would be. So this is 29 Leisurewood. 29 Leisurewood. It's one word. I think is that Lane? Yeah, Lane. See, that's not very good. So 29 Leisurewood Lane, it looks like the average rent in this area is, I mean, if we get above 900, it's going to kill us. So we would be way over. So this deal is pretty much done. Ideally, you would want that to be this payment here with taxes and insurance and everything to equal what rent would be. And we're just way over. So it's a dead deal. But if we were able to find everything and get it done, then monthly we would have a cash flow of $488. So over the course of actually 20 years, 488 times what is that? That's 240 months times 488. $117,000 in profit. That's on top of your loan. The last five I have here are as if we actually we could lower their interest and go out to 25 years. And let's go ahead and do that while we're here. Let's go 25 at 9% again. And we'll change that payment. So 25 is what? That's 300 months. Yeah, 300 months. And so that drops their payment to $1,250. It gets a little bit closer. We might even be able to go out to we could go out 30 years. And it goes and that, I mean, so you can play with it like that and kind of get to a payment, but it's still not going to meet that rent that's $800 or $900. Anyway, I mean, this is how you kind of run through the numbers. So let's look at a deal that we've already done, okay? Or the deal that we're actually working on right now. So this one we bought it and it already had an appraisal on it for $201,000. In order for us to sell it fast, we're gonna knock off 5%. So what is that? That is 10,000. So we'll say 10,000 each. And then rehab on this dude needs a good 35,000. All right. And we would, on this, when we do this big of a deal, we want to be a minimum of 20,000 in profit. And so that gives us a little bit of a room here to, if we mess up on our rehab, then it gives us a $20,000 cushion. But 201,000 minus 20,000, that's those two, and then minus 55,000 equals maximum offer of 126,000. Okay, and so we actually bought it at 100,000. We actually we bought it at 99, but we got a quick loan for it, and they're charging us 1,000, so it ended up costing us 100,000 to buy it. So right now this looks pretty solid. All the value, we already know that. We'll just clear all this out. With the appraised value, it's already there. Okay, so we know it's 201,000. And so the maximum bank loan that they're going to give us is going to be 160,800. Okay, so we come over here and we ended up buying it at 100. And rehab we said was going to be 35,000. And we know the bank loan here is going to be 160 and 800. And so total, just looking at this, we're going to do 160 or 160,800 minus the 35,000 in rehab minus 100,000 equals 25,000 of potential profit that we could pull out of a loan before we ever even get. The minute we get after we fix it up, we could refinance it. If we stuck to our budget here, we get 25,000 extra in our loan, and that can be a pretty cool deal. The only problem with that is 160,000 is going to put our payments up there, but we would get a 30-year at 5.7, and let's reduce this down 10,000. Let's go 150,800, and we'll do this one 15,800. That's how much our profit would end up being. Okay, so loan of 150,800. Back over here. And we're going to say this one 5.7 at 30 months is going to put us at 875.24 for our principal and interest payment. Okay. 875.24. So yeah, 875.24. Okay, so when we owner finance it, we're going to sell it for we'll sell it for an even 200, and we're going to ask for 10,000 down. Okay, we're going to waive the closing costs. We'll probably put it somewhere in the 550 range, but we'll waive it to kind of entice the buyer. We'll do 30 years at 9% interest, and let's see what that is. So that's 190, 30 years at 9% interest. 190, 9%, 30 years. That's 1528. So we actually let's drop this down to, because let's look at this. We'll work it kind of backwards. I like to do that a lot. So we want our principal and interest on this much. We ideally want 350 in cash flow. Okay, so we're gonna go. I know this seems kind of crazy, but we want their principal and interest payment to be somewhere around the $1,200 range. Okay, $1,225. So we're gonna play with this number until we get to $1,225. And we're going to end up selling this to them at a smaller rate. So we're going to go 185 and give them and they're getting a deal on it because we're selling it for less than it's worth. But we're still going to come out very much ahead. So say we sold it to them for 190,000, and they gave us 10,000 down. That puts them at 1320 in cash flow at 8%. That's probably about the best they're going to get. 2078. Okay, 1320.78 at 8%. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so we're going to sell it to them at 190 and 1320. And what was it? 1320.78. Okay, and we're going to go 30 years at 8%. So that, and then let's just say taxes and insurance are the same for this property. Remember, it's a wash because they're paying for it, not us. And for this size of house, it probably is going to be right about the same area. So our goal is to we want to see what this totals. And that puts it at 1580.11. 1580.11. Okay, and then our bank pay is $875. And then our cash flow is the 1320 up here, their principal and interest minus our principal and interest. Okay, and that's going to put our cash flow at 445.78. This is going to be this might be our best deal we've ever done, and we're working on it right now. So 445.78, I think it rounds it up, 446. So it'll be for 30 years. We're doing ours, and there's no last 5, so that doesn't count. So over the life of the loan, would be 445.78 times 360 months. So total, we would make just in cash flow $160,480. That's a pretty cool deal. On the refi, this is our total profit. Refi, we pulled out $15,800. On the down payment, we're making $10,000. Okay, and cash flow, we made $160,480. So over the whole loan, this whole deal, over the course of the next 30 years, we're going to make $186,820. Within the first 6 months, we'll make $25,000 of that 186. So that's a pretty good deal. So let's talk about the purchase of this property. And I'll go show you this property here in just a second. And we can actually meet over there, and I can show that to you as well. So we used somebody's money, and they charged us $1,000, and we bought this not last Friday, but the Friday before, and we will get this bank loan. Since we used his money, we went ahead and it was like we were paying cash for it, and he's just charging us that $1,000, and we're gonna go ahead and get this loan, and we're actually gonna get a loan for like 130, I think 140 is our actual loan number. And so these numbers will actually end up being a little bit better. The 140, we'll get a little. This will reduce our refi profit by about 10,000. So we'll get 5,000, 5,800, 5,000 or so. And then you got to think closing costs are going to run you another, say, 2,000. So maybe we walk away with 3,000 extra in our pocket. But once we're done with it's going to take us maybe 2 months to rehab this thing. It needs quite a bit of work. But once we're done with that, we're going to get 10,000 in down payment from somebody. That could be 5,000 to start off with, and then 500 extra a month, or give them a year to make up the other 5,000. It may take, but that first year we will get that 10,000. I have no doubt about that. And then they're going to give us a minimum of $440 a month in cash flow. That's pretty awesome. Let's double check this rent. It's $1,580, maybe a little on the high side. This one is 27 Coronado. I think that's how you spell it. Drive in Indian Hills. I mean in North Little Rock. No, that is not it. That's Circle in North Little Rock. Okay, so that's pretty bad from what they're saying. So I think that's 2-bedroom. Maybe that messed us up on the other one. This thing actually has 4 bedrooms. So let's try that again. Okay, so then it goes up to 12, up to 14 on the top end. Tanglewood is a nice neighborhood, but none of these are actually the comps that they pulled for rent comps. Maybe the Lakewood one would compare. That's probably the only one, and that's on Edgemere, 1475. So I bet that's probably pretty good. Let's look on Zillow. They give you a rent estimate on rent as well. So we'll go there, and then I'll end this, man, and then you can kind of play around with it as well. Okay, 27. No. Come on. Where are you at? 7. It's probably because I'm misspelling. Let's see if that's. No. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Let's go in a little bit. Not that much. Bakesville Pike. Where are we at? Okay, I think this is probably JFK here. Okay. Indian Hills. Here's Coronado. Okay, and poles right here, and I think it's this one. It's right next to it. This one. It's this one right here. These are all the, and this is, it's saying the 158, but that's based on the repairs that it needs. It doesn't show any pictures of the inside, but and this says a rent estimate of $12.48. Let's see what it says on this one. Rent estimate of $13.75. So we may be a little bit high. We may need to try to get this payment somewhere around $1,400. That kind of gives us that's $1,320. 12. See, and they're at $1,800 a month. So, I mean, I think after we're done with it, I think $1,500 is probably going to be pretty reasonable, and that's where we should probably try to keep this payment. So if we could reduce it $80 a square foot, I think that would be good, because our payment is actually going to be about that much less as well, and we'll keep that cash flow. Man, I hope all this made sense. I'll send this over to you and let you look at it, and then I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the meeting. And if you don't get through all this before then, no worries. We'll chat and talk about it.